This is Hugh Dunstan.
And Tim Roberts. We've worked together for over 30 years publishing research in fatigue and recovery at the University of Newcastle.
HDAAs are the unsung heroes of your body's inner workings, playing a critical role in recovery after exercise, maintaining energy levels, and supporting overall health. Tim, you're an immunologist. What roles or what support could the HDAAs offer the immune system?
Okay, good question, and certainly I love to talk about immunology. It's how the body defends itself, and indeed we wouldn't be as old as we are if our immune systems weren't working. Unfortunately, as people get older, their immune systems slow down, and one of the reasons they slow down is, in my view, there is an inadequate supply of these high-demand amino acids. But Hugh, before we go on to that, let's just have a look at the immune system. So the body has a whole lot of cells called lymphocytes that are involved in producing proteins to attack any incoming infective agent. So the immune system, if you like, is a bit like the police force and the Secret Service in a country where there are nodes all around, just like police stations in every village, in every town. So the immune system's got a setup of lymph nodes where processing can occur of any foreign molecule coming in. I won't go into the fact that every cell has a passport and so on, but indeed the analogy with the police force within a country is very, very close. So what I wanted to focus on, though, is the fact that one part of the immune system works by producing antibody molecules. And these antibody molecules are long strings of amino acids, they're proteins, and they enable the body to mop up any foreign substance coming in. They are produced in huge numbers in an infection, so the requirement for amino acids is indeed very, very great.
Tim, can I just hold you up there? We tend to think of an infection. It might happen a couple of times over the winter or once here and there, or if you get a cut and you get an infection and you think, yeah, okay, the immune system helped us there. But in reality, give us an idea of how successful the immune system is on a daily basis of protecting us against, I don't know how many, but must be thousands of infectious events a day, isn't it?
Absolutely, absolutely. There are viruses coming in, there are toxins, bacteria coming in all of the time, and the immune system produces these antibody proteins to protect the body. Each antibody molecule has a certain half-life. It lasts for a certain period of time. The most common antibody, the IgG antibody, lasts 23 days. So every 23 days we have to be producing half the number of proteins again to replace the ones broken down.
So it's a continual process of breaking down of old antibodies and building new ones on demand as we're exposed to these pathogens daily, hourly.
Absolutely. And if we can't get the amino acids from that are circulating free in our blood, then we will go and waste away some of our muscle proteins. And indeed, you know that occurs if you get an infection, you're very sick, you're unwell, you are sleeping, not wanting to eat, 4 days later, you wake up, your immune system has saved you from that terrible infection, you're feeling better, but you suddenly find you've lost 4 kilograms of your weight, and that is it's the loss of muscle mass. And why did you lose the muscle mass? You lost the muscle mass because you had to get amino acids, and the only way to get them was from the reserve bank of amino acids, which is your muscles. So you break your muscle proteins down to get amino acids you need to then build proteins, antibodies to defend yourself. I think in the old days, we spoke of melting down the plowshares to make the spears in Roman days. And that's what you're doing. And this muscle wasting is something that becomes a big problem if you're not getting enough protein in your diet to provide enough amino acids.
And of course, when you're sick, ill, not feeling your greatest, you often don't feel particularly hungry, depending on the type of illness that you're suffering from. So you may not be getting the ingestion of the proteins necessary to match the body's demand for the immune response.
That's absolutely right. And one of the other things you're doing while you're infected is you're sweating. You wake up in the morning and the sheets are wet, the pillow is wet because you've sweated a lot. And our research showed that every time you sweat, you lose specifically these 6 high-demand amino acids. That's why we called them high-demand amino acids, because you're losing so much of these vital amino acids, vital for building your defensive proteins. So in my view, and we've shown this in our family, that supplementation with these 6 amino acids works wonders in terms of keeping us all healthy and making us all healthy.
So when you're sick, you don't feel like eating, you've got a huge demand by the body to make your immune proteins. You might have sweats, so you're losing a huge amount of key amino acids through that sweating process. And you're also drinking lots of fluid, and you're losing these high demand amino acids at much higher rates through the urine as well. So there is a big charge for the body to provide these HDAA and other amino acids to help you get through an illness, isn't there?
Yeah, absolutely, absolutely. And Hugh, I remember recently you showed me a table of just what is the loss of the HDAAs in sweat compared to all the other amino acids in sweat.
Yes, you're losing at least 3 times more HDAA in sweat than the other amino acids. And that is very significant. And when you are ill, that puts you on the back foot, because these other amino acids, the HDAA, are very important for so many other functions in the body. They're called functional amino acids because they have roles in hormone production, nerve transmitter production. They actually build the very molecules that drive your energy systems. So there are so many ways that these amino acids contribute to good health and help you get through an illness.
Just like to recount here something that happened to me over the weekend. I was out on a bird watching safari early on Sunday morning, and one of the members of the group was a student I'd taken to Borneo in 2018. And almost the first thing she said to me was how wonderful she has been finding the HDAAs that I mentioned to her way back then, and she's still using them, she said, and she's telling everybody else who is working with her that these are really, really great supplements to have.
Okay, well, that's about our time up for today. So thanks for joining us. And I think the take-home message is that the utilisation of HDAA during normal daily activities, and particularly when you are not well, exposed to a virus or bacterial infections, it's really important to replenish these amino acids in appropriate proportions to meet the daily requirements to help you recover. So look out for our next podcast. And remember, you can learn more about HDAA by typing HDAA nutrients into your search engine. And remember, HDAA for active humans.